My name is Dean Crowley, and over the next 10 minutes or so, I will be presenting my final capstone project for my MicroMasters in Instructional Design and Technology. For this project, I've designed, developed, and now published a course which I have titled Introduction to Sterility Assurance in Aseptic Manufacturing. This mini course forms part of onboarding training for new employees whose role involves entering or supporting aseptic pharmaceutical manufacturing environments, where contamination control and sterility assurance are critical for ensuring safe, effective medicines. This course is aimed at providing those individuals with the foundational knowledge they need to understand not just how we maintain sterility, but why sterility assurance is critical for injectable medicines, how their role directly impacts this process, and the dire potential knock-on consequences of poor aseptic behaviours.
So first of all, welcome to my portfolio. If I click over here, you can see a comprehensive instructional design document which I developed for this course. The document includes a course title, a course overview, and LMS access details. The identification of the knowledge gap this course is to address, and a learner profile which targets new employees in cleanroom manufacturing roles. I also defined the course type, which is onboarding, and the course modality, which is fully online and asynchronous. The document also outlines the course learning outcomes and the three-part module breakdown. This is further broken down into a table matrix aligned with module objectives. So from here, I've also mapped the course learning activities used to achieve these course goals and the associated assessments, including formative and summative assessments. In here, I've also included details on the chosen instructional design models used to design and develop this course. So I applied a blended model of ADDIE for structure and understanding by design for alignment to allow for backward design from the desired learning outcomes. The learning theories that I chose for the foundations of this course also included a combination of constructivism and adult learning theory, which, as you will see, influenced the use of my real-world case studies and scenario-based learning. Lastly, you'll also see sections for course digital media and storyboarding, and also resources down the bottom. So the course itself is published on Talent LMS and is accessible via a shared login and URL as shown on my design page. So I chose this platform because it seemed to me to be the most suitable for corporate type training. And having it published here allows evaluators like you and learners to experience the flow, navigation, and activities as intended. So when you open the course, you will be greeted by the course learning items, which are listed on the left-hand side, and which must be taken in order as well when published in the real environment. The first item is an engaging avatar-led welcome video, which has a course hook message and a brief course overview and screencast, letting learners know what to expect. This extends into the second learning item, which is a written course introduction containing a professional welcome message, introducing myself, explaining the importance of the training and how it relates to the learner's role, and also outlining how learners should get started. I've also created an alignment matrix here so learners can see exactly how activities and assessments map to learning objectives and learning outcomes. So the mini course has 3 overall learning outcomes, each linked to specific measurable module objectives. So these are supported by activities such as the use of multimedia videos, interactive and scenario-based process blocks, and real-world case studies, knowledge checks, discussions, and assignments. Assessments also include a written brief with a rubric and formative knowledge checks throughout the 3 modules. Moving on to the syllabus. So the syllabus includes all the required elements, including a course description, learning outcomes, contact information, Course prereqs, the technology requirements, grading policy and scale. Also got the late policy section in there and the schedule of instructional events. Got the academic honesty policy and also the accommodation for learners with disabilities. And the last piece in the syllabus is it shows where learners can find the PDF version of this particular document. So in terms of learner engagement and course media, each of the three modules follows a consistent structure. The module homepage for each of the three outlines what learners can expect, the estimated completion time, and a Creative Commons license. It also has a breakdown of the lessons to be taken in sequential order. As per the constructivist scaffolding learning theory, each module is designed to build upon the previous one, so gradually increasing with complexity. In terms of the content itself, I used a blended development approach combining avatar-led multimedia videos created with Synthesia and embedding them within an articulate Rise framework alongside activities built in both Rise and Storyline. So given, I suppose, the seriousness of the subject, video-based training helps emphasize the importance of the content while also, I think, boosting engagement. So the videos have a clean, modern style, similar to LinkedIn Learning, making, I think, complex topics easier to digest. I think research also shows that most learners prefer video learning over text. So each module opens with a welcome video like the one you see here that introduces the module learning objectives one by one and what to expect. Modules also include things like clickable diagrams, accordion and process blocks, and scenario-based multiple choice questions to keep the learner engaged. Complex topics are also broken down into smaller lessons and short video segments, aligning with cognitivism learning principles. So in terms of quality and ease of use, as you can see, having built these modules in Articulate Rise, this allows for a navigation that is consistent, clean, intuitive. The layouts and fonts and style are standardized across all three modules. All video content and audio content is captioned, as you can see here. And all images contain alternative texts, and any PDFs are also screen read accessible. The course also avoids reliance on color for meaning, following universal design for learning principles. And also, once all three modules are completed, there is an end of course quiz, as you can see here, and an assignment unit. And so within the assignment unit, there's a detailed description of what is required, including a rubric which will help the learner evaluate their own assignment before submission. There's also a course feedback survey to gain that valuable feedback from the learner once they have completed all the elements of the course. And lastly, there is a course resources section where PDFs can be downloaded from. So lastly, in terms of self-evaluation for this course, I chose to use the OSC QR rubric to review my mini course because it offers, I believe, a learner-centered and flexible framework that supports course development, not just final evaluation. So it gave me a clear practical guidance to strengthen the design choices before the submission, especially in aligning learning outcomes, activities, and assessments, while also ensuring things like accessibility and learner support were present. So for my mini course, it for sure it confirmed its strengths in structure and engagement, but it also identified areas for improvement, particularly in video accessibility, as my videos do not currently contain audio descriptions. However, while best practices do recommend audio descriptions, this particular course is designed for employees who must meet vision requirements to operate safely within clean rooms and operating with doing clean room associated work. So with closed captions and audio narration already included, the absence of audio descriptions does not create a barrier for this particular learner group. However, for future iterations and future courses, it's something that I will definitely take on board. So that's it. A very quick overview to fit into a 10-minute presentation, but thank you so much for taking the time to review my course, and I hope you like it.